Hello, welcome to GeekyHiJynx, home of the Mischief Makers, and today we're looking at Hellbender. Well, it's another week and another Shudder movie. Now, before I move on to my review, for the very observant ones out there, you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a minute, why is it when you're doing a Shudder review you have this background, and when you're reviewing a more cinematic experience, you have this background? And the reason for that is, when you review a Shudder film, this instantly makes you a peasant. That's right. What do you expect me to say? I've got the cool background, which means my reviews are way more prestigious than yours. It's not my fault you gotta watch and review Shudder films on a weekly basis. That was your choice, because you're an idiot. My god, you're a dick. Wait, that's me. I'm a dick. I'm so confused. Who am I even talking to? I'm talking to a damn green screen. Okay, Joe, just calm down. You're not mad. You're on camera. You need to prove to everyone you have a little bit of sanity left.
Hello there, sir.
Oh, hey, PG.
Are we still doing the magic and piano playing, sir?
Oh yeah, we're doing all of that. But before we do, what's this film all about? So Hellbender is directed by John Adams, Zelda Adams, and Toby Poser. It's written by John Adams, Zelda Adams, and Toby Poser, and it's starring these people. I'm just going to pause for a second, let you soak it all in. And that's right, guys, the film is starring the same people that wrote and directed this. And now we'll move on. So Hellbender is about a mother and daughter who have a very isolated life in the mountainous regions of America. They occupy the time by performing songs in their very own band called Hellbender, with the mother doing all it takes to keep her daughter from mixing with society. This is until Izzy sneaks out one day, meets a few friends, and uncovers the truth that our mother and family come from a very long line of witches. Now, as I mentioned, the film is written, directed, and starring the same people, but they do everything. They do the costume design, the editing, the music, the cinematography. Basically, everything you see in here in this film is done by them. And that blew my mind because I didn't know this. I watched a film and I thought, you know what? For a Shudder film, it's not bad. Not bad. Looked at IMDb and saw they'd done the whole thing, and that made the film even better for me because what they pulled off is amazing. Now, Toby Poser, one of the director's actors, and everything else I just mentioned a second ago, the way this film came about was she had a transfusion. I think it was a kidney transplant or something like that, but she thought to herself, what if my donor was the devil? And that's how this film came about. And if you've seen this film, you can kind of see where it's going. If you haven't, you're probably thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Now, before I go into what I liked and didn't like about this film, what did PG think?
It's actually a very good Shudder film.
And I agree. So what did I like about this film? Now, the visuals and the cinematography in this film are incredible. The choice of colour, the use of colour. It's like someone's gone on Photoshop and started tweaking around, but it looks good. It works completely. The cinematography is amazing. It's one of the best, it's probably the best looking film I've seen on Shudder. Before that, it was a film called The Medium, which was okay, but you watch my review, you see how I feel about it. But with this one, it just pops. And the story is simple but effective. You have this mother and daughter. The daughter's very isolated from the world. She wants to go out. The mother's got this secret, which I mentioned. She's a witch. And you see that unfold, and it goes in a direction I didn't see coming. I saw the pictures for this film, didn't read the synopsis, but I know there was a lot of people looking forward to this film. There's a lot of anticipation, so I was thinking, cool, like I'm always up for a good Shudder film. And the film goes in a way that I was enjoying, and I wanted more of it. Like, you get enough to be like, but come the end of the film, I was like, I wanted to see more of that. It takes a premise I don't really like vampire films kind of bore me, and I watched a film the other day which I didn't review because I wasn't feeling too well, and it was called All the Moons, also on Shudder, and same sort of thing. I'm not really into vampire films, not really into witch films, but if you do something different with them, I like them. All the Moons did, and I wish I had a chance to review that. It's going to be on my weekly update video, so watch that to see me speak about it more. But this took a premise that I thought, okay, witches, what else can they do? And they did something completely different. They created this lore. As I was watching the film, I had a lot of questions in my head, and the film answered them. So I was thinking, cool. Like, I was wondering why he done that, or how this happened. You answered, good times. Now, the one thing that almost blew my socks off, not all the time, was the special effects. The special effects in this film are so good for the budget this film's on. And I saw an effect in this film that's probably one of the best practical effects I've seen in a film in years. And you're probably thinking, what? A Shudder film can pull off such a feat? It can. And I'm not going to spoil it for you, because when I saw it, I had to pause the film. I was like, how the hell did they do that? It was like practical effects, but it was so good. But all I'll say, if you've seen the film, keyhole, nothing else. It blew my mind, but as I mentioned, and I'll mention it in a bit, not all the special effects were good, but when they're good, they're flipping amazing. Now the acting across the board is not going to win any awards, let's be honest, but it's pretty good for the film they're in, and that's why I'm really impressed by the film, because the budget they had, the fact they made it and acted in it, I think that's why it's as good as it is, because it's them, you know, it's their money, it's their story, and they're throwing themselves into it to tell the story, and it really does work. I love the mother character. She's very engaging, and she's not what you think she's going to be, so as the story unfolds, she has a lot more depth. And the same with the daughter. It's not like there's a lot of character development in this film. That's why come the end, I was very happy with the ending. I loved the ending, but I wanted a bit more. Now before I go into my dislikes in this film, and there's not many, I'm not going to lie to you, let's move on to my comical observations. Now if you're new to my channel, and if you are, hello everyone, and if you're not new to my channel and you here most weeks to check out my madness, hello again. But a comical observation is something that just made me laugh and made my stupid imagination go, so I could tell you something funny that I found was funny. That's a sentence, right? So the first thing that made me laugh, there's only two this week, there's only two comical observations with the Shudder films, but the first one was it's so dumb. So basically, Izzy, the daughter, she leaves the house, meets this girl called Amber, and Amber's by this swimming pool, and they become friends, and then she goes back another time, and Amber's there with some other friends, and there's a drum kit. Now, as I mentioned, the film's called Hellbender, which is obvious, don't know why I said it like that, but essentially, the reason why it's called Hellbender is that's the name of the band the mum and the daughter are in, because they're so isolated. They're in this house all by themselves, so they make their own music, but they never perform for anyone but themselves. And Izzy's a bit of the drummer of the band, and she's pretty good. And she tells Amber this, and Amber's friends are there, and they're like, "Oh, we heard you're a drummer. Why don't you play the drums on this really convenient drum kit beside the swimming pool?" So Izzy gets on this drum kit, and she starts playing. Now, this is what's hilarious to me. She's playing it, but she's playing it, and it's all like in slow motion, like she's like just doing that with the drum kit, and she's playing, but the music that she's performing isn't in sync. It's like you're hearing what she's performing on the drums, but the way she's performing it, you're like, you're definitely not playing this. it looks really strange, and it made me laugh. I was like, what is this, like a Nirvana video? So to show you what it looks like, I'm gonna use PG. PG, are you ready to give an example?
Of course, sir.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, hit it.
Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night, I can see paradise by the dashboard light.
Okay, enough. That's what it's like. It's really strange. Now my second comical observation is a dumb one, but it's due to special effects. Like I mentioned, they're pretty good. The gore, the deaths, and that scene I mentioned earlier. But there was a few that I was like, oh no. And the first one that I saw that was like, it was a scene where this person gets killed, and the build up to their death, you're thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be some grisly, and then all of a sudden, this person just goes, poof. And I was like, what kind of YouTube tutorial have I just put on? Because that's what it's like. Any one of us can do what I saw in this film. And I'm going to show you. PG, would you be my helper?
Of course, sir.
Now it's just like we planned.
Yes, I remember, sir. I'm going to jump in the air, and later when you're editing this video, you're going to edit me out of it, add a smoke effect, and when we play it back, it'll look like I vanished, and therefore look like magic, all the while taking the mickey out of the film.
Yeah, it's just like that, PG, but I've completely changed it.
Pardon?
Well, I was thinking to myself, we're on YouTube now, people are watching, and I want to make it way more impressive, more big, so I thought we can actually do this for real.
Well, how do you intend to do this?
Well, it's funny you ask. I was walking down this dark alley the other day, and there was a vendor, and he said to me, hey, I have a demonic coin. Do you want to use it for like magic and stuff? And I was like, yeah, what can go wrong? I've never watched horror movies in my entire life. This seems legit. The next day he was gone. Very strange. So he said to hold the coin in my left hand, and when I click, it'll disappear, and then to make it reappear, I click again. It's easy as that.
This doesn't sound good.
You got nothing to worry about, okay? Are you ready?
No, not really.
Okay, 1,
No,
2,
son,
3.
don't do it.
Oh my god, it worked. Demon Coin, you're amazing. Now to bring you back. Now to bring you back. Now to bring you back. Now to...
He belongs to us.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
He'll be fine. But as I was saying, that practical effect made me laugh because it looked kind of just like that. So what issues did I have with this film? Not many, guys, I'm not going to lie to you, but things that could have made this film better are the following. So one thing that could have been better is there were some scenes that seemed to like almost repeat themselves. Almost like you've seen one thing, okay, I get it, let's move on to the next stage, but they almost want to show it again just to drill it in more, and it does that job already. So I think there's a few scenes in this film that could have been trimmed down or cut out completely just to make the story move a little bit more faster, get to the point you're trying to make quicker, but that's kind of a nitpick. And this isn't so much a negative for me, but it might be a negative for you, and that's that this film is a bit of a slow burn, even at 80 minutes. So if you just want action straight away, if you want your Texas Chainsaw Massacres, you're not going to get that. If you want something off the bat, completely balls to the walls madness, it's not that. If you want a nice, slow burning story that reveals things at a good pace, this might not be for you. Also, this film is a horror technically, has horrific moments, but it's not a full-on horror. So if you're like a gore hound and you just want death and destruction every 5 seconds, this won't be for you. Overall, guys, this is a film I can definitely recommend to you. Probably not everyone would enjoy this, but I definitely did. And if you like all scopes of horror, all different kinds, if it's slashers are your thing, you won't like this. If you like your poltergeist, demonic kind of films, you may like this film, but it's more of a slow burn. It's more of a like a mystery horror. I liked it. Like you find out things unfold, there's twists and turns. I liked it. Yeah, it's got its problems, like it's on a budget, but the people that made this put everything into this. They put their heart and soul into this. So and it shows. It so shows that they loved making this film. This is like their baby. And it's like if anyone has a YouTube channel and you're making a video, it's you on the screen. You're putting everything into it and you're proud of it, and you want the world to see it because you're proud of what you're making. And that's what you can feel when you watch this film. But it just happens to be a decent horror film, and scarier still, a good Shudder film. So on that note, I'm going to give Hellbender 3.5 out of 5 GeekyHiJynx. And you know what this means, guys? A Shudder film that gets for over 3.5 coins means he's not even here yet. That sucks. So guys!
Hello, my child. I am Shudder Biscuit.
Why did you just jump at me like that?
Let's not dwell on fearful things. Let's rejoice for the good. For you have awarded a Shudder film 3.5 or more out of 5 geeky coins.
Okay, did you bring a cookie?
Oh yes, I did, my child. Here, have a cookie in the shape of a banana.
This is a banana.
No, it's not.
No, it's literally a banana. I'm peeling it right now.
No, it's not. It's just a very realistic looking cookie. Okay, it's a banana.
Man, do you know how many Shudder films I watch and rate 3.5 or more? Barely any. I rated 3 of those last year, and all I ask in return, what you promised me was a cookie, and this is what you bring me. I think I'll never watch another film again.
I apologize, my child. Times are hard. But next time you award a Shudder film 3.5 or more out of 5 geeky coins, I'll come back with a super duper cookie.
Do you promise?
Of course, I would never let you down. Except for just now.
Okay, I'm back on that Shudder wagon. And he's gone once again. So guys, that was my review of Hellbender. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it a snooze fest or the greatest film you've ever seen? Comment to the comments to let me know, because I genuinely am interested. If you like this video, drop me those likes because it always does help. But until next time, stay out of trouble.